And now introducing our next speaker, Eugene Lau, Regional Director Southeast and South Asia from Darktrace. As a key figure in developing the business, Eugene works closely with CISOs and IT experts to identify their unique security challenges and how Darktrace technology can address these issues. Prior to Darktrace, he worked with one of Singapore's largest telco companies for 14 years and held significant leadership roles in his time there. Please help me to welcome Eugene. Hi, Eugene.
Nice to meet you.
Now, what do you have in store for us today?
So today's conversation topic is something very close to my heart. It's securing the future of work.
Got it.
Okay?
Good.
Thank you. Hi, good day everyone. I'm Eugene Lau from Darktrace. Very happy to be here today to speak with you on a conversation topic very close to my heart, securing the future of work with cyber AI. May I have the slides up, please? Darktrace was founded in 2013 by a group of brilliant mathematicians who saw a vision of enabling cyber AI as a necessity for the future. And we have been best known as the enablers of artificial intelligence in cybersecurity, as well as being the creators and founders of autonomous response. So today, we have grown to a scale of about 4,000 over customers deployed across 110 countries, supported by more than 1,300 employees across 44 offices. And recently, we have been named as Europe's fastest growing cybersecurity company, thanks to Financial Times 2020. So this is where the conversation begins. So what we are seeing now is the creation of a perfect opportunity for all companies, big and small, whoever had a digitalization plan with them, really drive that through aggressively on steroids. So the current situation has created the perfect opportunity for companies, large and small, to accelerate their digitalization plan on steroids. So this is a situation that we have never really encountered before. And from the traditional work from office, traditional work from data centers, it has now become work from home, where we have workforce that is dispersed everywhere around the world. In Singapore, we are seeing a rapid adoption of SaaS technology, cloud technology, simply to be able to facilitate the agility, the flexibility that is required as demands come and go, and nobody is able to predict exactly what is going to be happening in the next few months. So working from home, the future of work, that's redefined right now. So in many of the webinars that I have been hosting, we always ask our audience a few questions. The first question usually is, do you have any SaaS applications in your company right now, in your business, that is mission critical? And the answers are usually the same. 80 to 90% of the respondents, they usually would tell us that yes, they do have mission critical SaaS involved in their business right now. And this is so different just a few years ago. The second question that we usually ask is, what are some of these SaaS that you are using in your environment right now that is mission critical? And the answers, by and large, always comes back Microsoft, Google, Salesforce, of course, Zoom, and other video conferencing facilities. Well, now, these brands, they have been working really hard to be securing their offerings to you, but the question is, does it match up to your expectations as the security defender in your company who are protecting the assets, the data that is so critical for the profitability or even the survival of your company? So that is the question that we must always be asking ourselves. The problem that we see now is as traditional networks get stretched into cloud space, SaaS, or even IoT because of mobility. Right now, what we are seeing is that less than 1/3 of companies that have aggressively moved to such platforms, they do not have the necessary visibility in these platforms to ensure that they know exactly what's going on. So the problem is, how do we then solve this issue? I would like to speak a little bit about the Darktrace immune system approach. So in Darktrace, we reject the hypothesis that today or tomorrow's threat can be detected by similar incidents happening in yesterday's attacks. So we reject the hypothesis of traditional rules and signature-based approach. So the immune system approach, it's developed after the biological principles of our human immune system. So the human immune system works in this way. We understand what self is. Our body knows what good feels like. You wake up in the morning and you're feeling good about yourself, you're feeling good. If you wake up and you're feeling that something is wrong, your body is sending you a signal to tell you that there might be something that's happening inside your body that you need to be aware of. So that is the detection. We get attacked by bacterials and viruses all the time. And the traditional perimeter security is just like the skin on our body. So it protects us from the radicals that might just come at any time. But it really takes the immune system as a whole to be able to tell you if something is going on wrong. And that is our immune system approach. So the immune system approach, the Darktrace Enterprise Immune System, works like this. We study and understand, analyze every single user and device in your organization, be it whether it's traditional on-prem network, on the cloud, on the SaaS, or even IoT devices, or even the SCADA machines. And we built what we call a pattern of life. It understands the interactions, the metrics of communication, of the way that it behaves in your network all the time. It creates a baseline that is impossible for a human being or human defenders to be able to tell for sure. And that will give you the ability to understand how your traditional network coupled with your SaaS infrastructure, your cloud infrastructure works as a whole. And that is the immune system approach. It is scalable up to millions of devices. We have customers that are scattered all across the globe, relying on the enterprise immune system to give them the visibility that they need as they embark on their digitalization journey. And so now we have solved the problem of getting visibility into your entire digital estate. We must have the ability to respond. And the Darktrace autonomous response works in a surgical, precise manner that helps you to respond to threats or activities that shouldn't be happening in your digital estate at any time, 24/7. And this augments the human defenders that are struggling to keep up with the machine speed of attacks. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. You can't bring a human to a machine fight. And autonomous response then enables your security teams to be able to have that time to respond, because autonomous response is working silently in the background all the time. And please note that this is not automated response. This is not a scripted response. This is not something you have to configure or inform the machines on what you need to do when something happens. This is simply autonomous. You do set it up, and once it detects that something is strange, it will take surgical, precise action to make sure that their activity is blocked. And the best part about this is it's business as usual. If you have a machine or device that's compromised, that is doing port scanning or having lateral movements, we will simply be disrupting that activity that's not supposed to happen. The device or the user behind the device can continue to go on and do whatever they used to do without any interruption to their daily activities at all. And now, just to put it all together, I'd like to present to you the Darktrace Immune System platform. So we are a cybersecurity platform that is backed by the enterprise immune system that helps you detect, Darktrace Antigena that helps you autonomously respond. And it's not just that. In the middle, we have the Cyber AI Analyst. The Cyber AI Analyst is a marvelous tool that helps you and your SOC team to be able to look at, triage, investigate, and analyze all the individual events that are happening that is detected by the Darktrace Enterprise Immune System, that's responded to by Antigena, and to be able to create the visibility of what is happening. Is there something that's happening in your environment that's part of a kill chain, and presenting that report to you in a clear, concise manner. And it has been shown that this Cyber AI Analyst is able to save the human defenders up to 92% of triage, investigation, and analysis time, getting to the root of the problem. And our existing clients who are using the Cyber AI Analyst finds it so remarkable that they do not have to look at individual events that are happening in their environment. They are able to just rely on cyber AI analyst as a top-down to be able to see exactly what's happening in their network at any one point in time. And as you can see from the bottom, we are not just covering the dynamic workforce in terms of email, SaaS, or clients. We are also covering your infrastructure, your cloud and network, and of course, that also leads up to the industrial. We are fully enabled on industrial networks, covering your SCADA, OT devices, or your IoT devices. And this is the complete range of the Darktrace Enterprise Immune System with the autonomous response machinery behind it that protects your entire digital estate. So finally, thank you very much for your time. If you would like to see Darktrace in action within your own environment, give us a call, visit our website, and to book your 30 days proof of value, just get in touch with us.
Thank you so much, Eugene, for the presentation. Curators, we're now going to open the floor up to you. Any questions?
Eugene, this work from home shift to work from home.
Yes.
Do you think it created more false positives? And how does Darktrace help with those, if there's any?
Great question, Mac. So I think in this current situation, people are working from home. The network boundaries are really tested. So you're seeing new activities, different timings of working, different locations, and mobility itself has posed many challenges. So most of our clients do have quite some challenges in recognizing what is really an attack or what is something that is just a glitch because somebody is using a new device somewhere else. So yes, there is that thing that's happening, and we see it as a little bit of a pattern that's happening around. Yeah.
Hi, Eugene. For the Darktrace solutions, it looks fantastic with a lot of AI behind. But from a customer perspective, how Darktrace to avoid flood of alerts or false alarmings? How do you actually filter those noises in the system?
Yes. So earlier in my presentation, I spoke about Cyber AI Analyst, and that is such a fantastic tool, right? Because among all the detections and responses that we do, the Cyber AI Analyst actually helps the security teams, help the CISOs identify, triage, investigate, analyze, and that cuts down about 92% of the time. And you can really then focus on high fidelity threats, the correlation of individual incidents that actually are leading to a significant cybersecurity event. So with that tool that we have armed our clients with, that is the perfect match for the current situation, even in response to the first question that Matt was asking. Yeah.
Well, Eugene, related to that, to follow up, with this dynamic workforce, contextual workforce, your customers in Singapore, can you share with us what are the challenges that you co-create solutions or co-create, value with them?
Sure. Great question, Max. So I think in the current situation, visibility is really a problem for the security teams because they can't defend what they can't see. So that is the first frontier we have to cross. And Darktrace is a great tool because of the way that we are able to provide visibility and therefore detection. The second piece of it, actually, which is equally important, and I'm sure all the security experts will agree with me, it's the ability to respond. So we used to be in one office. If something happens, the SOC team, the IR team can go down and do something with that device. But it's not simply possible in the current situation unless you have SOC teams in everywhere. And of course, Singapore is just an island city, but if you look at the bigger problem outside Singapore in Southeast Asia, South Asia, it might take a train ride or a plane ride just to get to the endpoint. So how do you combine visibility and response in the current dispersed workforce, dynamic workforce that are relying on so many different types of devices, of mobility devices to get their work done? So, yeah.
It's all very good points, Eugene. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for you now, but any last words for our viewers?
Sure. So if you're interested to see Darktrace work in the environment, give us a call. We'll be happy to get that up and running for you in just an hour.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene.
Thank you.
Thank you.